demanding that the Shah be returned, tried, and hanged.
Well, there we go. Based on a true story. Unless it's Fargo. But it's not. It's Argo. Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie reaction and commentary. And today we're going to be hopping into a film called Argo. I have no idea what this film is about. Usually is the case, which is always better. You know, I'm able to go into this completely blind. However, on our Patreon, we are doing something that's really cool with these movie reactions and commentaries, is that we are focusing on an aspect of filmmaking that we are able to, you know, maybe hyper focus on and see how that aspect of filmmaking is able to maybe carve its own within the film, or it's able to work itself along with other aspects to create an overall really good story. So this time we're going to be going into cinematography. Again, last month, or, you know, I think, yeah, a month and some change ago, we did action and how action was able to do that. And now this month and, you know, a little bit after, we're going to be doing cinematography, hence why the movies are kind of catered towards those that are a little bit more cinematic and, you know, do some of the things that I just previously said. So I'm excited to, you know, be able to see how Argo is able to use cinematography. I know that Ben Affleck is the director of this, and he also is starring in this as well too. And Ben Affleck is, I think, like, did he have anything to do with oh god, what was that other film where there was like a crazy marriage and all of that? It's basically like it was absolutely insane. I think I watched it like 2 years ago, but I think y'all know what I'm talking about. The soundtrack is pretty damn incredible. I listen to it all the time. But yeah, did he direct that too? Let me know, because I feel like that one also had great cinematography. Gone Girl, that's what it was called. It was called Gone Girl. That was, first off, insane, but also the cinematography, if I'm remembering correctly, was really, really cool. Definitely captivating for the subject matter, which I always find really interesting. I love when cinematographers, or just the director, or just people that are able to understand the story, are able to put their own creative spin on it, you know, because that film definitely felt so much more amplified other than the subject matter because of how it was shot and how the cinematography was able to narrate the story, you know, and all that good stuff. So again, guys, that's mainly where a lot of my commentary is going to be kind of based around. Again, I'm also going to just enjoy myself and, you know, take the story in as we go along here. But primarily, I'm going to be looking at cinematography. And if I notice anything that I see about the cinematography affecting the story, or maybe it's just doing its own thing, I'll do my best to, you know, tell you guys a little bit about what I'm thinking of as best as I can without just going on a run-on and all that good stuff. So again, like always, if you want to be able to hear more, because I do have to cut a good bit of this down obviously for YouTube, but there's usually like a bonus of like anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes of extra commentary. If you want to be able to hear all that I have to say, you can check out the Patreon. You can get your copy of the film and sync it up to mine for the uncuts. There's also early access for those of you who love that Breaking Bad, and we're going to be hopping into Barry, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited for you guys to check that out. But yeah, if you want to be involved with that, that's usually the best way to support this channel, is through Patreon. You can also support this channel by leaving a like, comment, and subscribe. And at the end of the day, just sit back, relax, get your popcorn and snacks as we finally hop into Argo. Again, guys, if you want to be able to watch and hear all that I have to say to these films, you guys know where to find it. Check out the Patreon link below. You can sync up your copy of the film next to mine, and you can have a blast with this. Let's dig the new hat too. It's been a minute since I wore some hats on this channel. I've been rocking the beanie a lot lately. It's cool to have a, you know, director's hat back in the chat, you know?
While the Shah had his lunches flown in by Concorde from Paris, the people starved.
And I'm going to assume that this is true. I'm going to assume that this is true, because it sounds true. Definitely sounds like some bull.
Demanding that the Shah be returned, tried, and hanged.
Oh, there we go. Based on a true story. Unless it's Fargo. But it's not. It's Argo. Okay, I'm going to say this real quick because there's a lot happening right now. I love that we're getting a very immersive documentary style approach to this, especially for the context, just the content matter. But it seems like it's going in and out of that as well too. It's going between obviously our more formulaic cinematography where you know it's like a film, and then flipping back to the documentary style for it needs to immerse us within the crowd. And that already creates that unique separation that's probably going to be felt within this film.
Fight. I need you to hold. If you shoot one person, they're gonna kill every single one of us in here.
Whew, wow. Damn. That is a stressful situation. And the crazy thing is, I think the people that have pulled these strings in the first place, they're either long gone or they just don't care enough to help either side.
Have abandoned their
If the police are not coming, okay, then the army's going to come. The prime minister's not going to let the embassy be taken over.
The prime minister may come tomorrow, but the Komote are here today.
And I feel like right now they're doing a great job at having a lot of close shots, you know, creating that claustrophobia. Especially as, you know, the crowd is starting to invade the building.
Anything else you see out there? Now just shred it. Got 10 minutes, let's go.
You know, it's also really interesting too, where usually with a film you have a clear understanding of how you should feel about a situation or who to root for. With this like we're dropped into such a catastrophic chaos is what I can say to this. You know, I like there's nothing to root for. It's just chaos.
I mean, the embassy was a den of espionage.
We wish it was a fucking den of espionage. CI's got 3 people over there. They don't see a revolution coming.
Wow, there is a good amount of people in this film. There is a good amount of people in this film. I'm excited then. Wow, we got a time skip. 69 days later. That is quite the intro, I will say that. Definitely deliberately done. I love that. Again, it was nothing but chaos. And I love as well just how that entire situation, you just aren't sure how to feel about it. Especially when you're briefed even prior to that about, you know, the United States intervening and honestly causing this.
Is he back there?
Cool camera motion. That was cool. That was cool. That always happens specifically in environments like that. Also, Bryan Cranston. That's cool as heck too. But this one take always happens in situations like this. There's one in Wolf of Wall Street. There's one in other films that we've watched. Always in this setting. I'm not complaining. I love it when they do this.
You explore those options.
They're never going to get past airport control. Comite own the place.
Well, they could pose as reporters. The government issued 70-something
74
visas for American
And the
journalists.
Whew, I'm not gonna lie. I am claustrophobic with this film right now. I'm feeling claustrophobic. There are a lot of tight shots. I can tell they are keeping that frame tight.
The international school.
It's a good idea, but that school's been closed for 8 months.
Okay, so how about the do-gooders?
And people usually use that lens. Not to say that this was the reasoning, but usually that lens is used to continue tension or to build tension, to eliminate awareness of information.
Has not deviated from its basic demand. The hostages must be
claims
free.
to defend human rights. It not only does not defend them, it violates them for all.
Loved, that was great editing. I love that they had the United States radio speaking and then they swapped into just Iran's audio as well too. That's really good. Because I feel like that's a key element. Just either going back and forth like a pendulum and kind of merging the two here.
There was a demonstration in Houston. An Iranian flag was burned when...
I guess the overall depiction of this is perspective and how that perspective is told. I'm interested in seeing how the cinematography engages with that.
Chambers. John Chambers makeup.
No way. What? You got the good men in here? Like, that's crazy. This cast is wild. There's always good seeing them in things, especially like this where it requires in-depth subject matter reading.
That we're not going to make.
No.
So you want to come to Hollywood and act like a big shot?
Yeah.
Without actually doing anything?
No.
You'll fit right in.
Love it. I love it. His charisma just oozes, man. It's great.
Live long day. You want to set up a movie in a week. You want to lie to Hollywood, a town where everybody lies for a living. Then you're going to sneak 007 over here.
This is great. I mean, this is crazy that this actually happened, apparently. But this is crazy. I can't stop smiling. This is crazy. I feel like this film has three things going on right now. There's like our film, like our movie with Ben Affleck and his story. You have this drama with the people that were able to escape the embassy. And then you have the documentary that is following the crowd. You know, they're juggling three different genres here, almost.
About the Office Space, it doesn't matter. It's a fake movie.
If I'm doing a fake movie, it's going to be a fake hit.
Cardinal.
I feel that. I feel that. Respect. Respect.
Hey, it's
Here we go. We got our title. Title drop right there.
Name of God, the beneficent, the merciful. Our message to the awakened peoples of the world. At this time, we want to expose...
I gotta say, again, the way they are able to bridge the three stories that I described earlier and using technology as a way to bridge and weave throughout different storylines is a very, very good method. Because technology definitely has enhanced that, not just within this film, but in real life.
Against the hostages.
Oh my god. Again, these close shots right here. Close shots. Oh man. Again, I feel like they are using these tight frames to just enhance that anxiety.
When you land, you should go straight to the Ministry of Culture and Islamic Guidance.
I gotta say, this is the worst place to be
on record as having applied for a film permit.
Like, this is just the worst place to be discussing this. I mean, your voice is echoing all over. Oh my goodness. Was this shot on film as well? I feel like this was shot on film. I'm seeing like some natural grain that's happening here. And also just looks and feels weighted. Like the colors have weight to them. I don't know if that makes sense to a lot of y'all, but film usually does that. It's kind of hard to describe in a technical sense. But for those of you who do know, let me know.
You've been here an hour, and you're asking us to trust you with our lives, Mr.
Harkins.
That's your real name.
No.
I mean, come on, dude. What did you expect with that?
Now moving toward a decision to boycott the Summer Olympics in Moscow.
Bad news, bad news. Even when it's good news, it's bad news. John Wayne's in the ground 6 months.
Again, I'm enjoying how they're bridging these stories by using media as like a teleportation device. Because that's really what it's used for, especially with what I'm going to assume when this is happening. Technology and just the engagement with technologies, with the news. You know, it was still very new. especially when documenting, intense, conflicts like this. Wow, they're going right into the thick of it. Right into the thick of it. They're being completely surrounded. Oh, man.
To the wrong end of that viewfinder, would I be right?
Oh, my goodness, bruh. Oh, my goodness, man. Yeah, it's like being dropped into just a boiling pit that has been set ablaze for years, and trying to not get burnt. That's so difficult with this. It's like, why is the pot boiling in the first place?
Back to front.
You really believe your little story is going to make a difference when there's a gun to our heads?
I think my story is the only thing between you and a gun to your head.
Woof! Yeah, I was literally just about to say that's crazy. I was just about to say that. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is quite literally the best bad option you guys can have right now.
6 Americans get caught playing movie make-believe with the CIA at the airport and executed. It's a national embarrassment. They are calling the...
Wow, that is insane. That's insane. That's understandable, I guess, but that is absolutely insane. Why green light in the first place? Yeah, so the question is, what to do now? I'm interested in seeing what is going to happen now. Where can the story take us? Especially his story.
O'Donnell.
Somebody is responsible. When things happen, Jack, I'm responsible. I'm taking him through.
Woo! Oh, wow. 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 Wow, this is the CIA, bro. This is the government. I'm happy that he's doing it. I'm happy that he feels morally obligated, because dear God, there's a lack of that.
My apologies, that just came through.
Woof! Oh my God, yo, you looked up. I was like, yo, I did the same thing. That is insane. The way that this film is able to just guide anxiety is insane. It's really insane. Oh man. Oh no, they got it. They got it. They got it. They need to get out. This is it. They need to get out now. I gotta say, I know we're looking at cinematography here, but the sound design, as well as the editing, literally all aspects of the filmmaking here are really good, but the sound design is being used very cleverly here. Really highlighting moments where it kind of just, in a weird way, controls your breathing. Because, man, they got this tension in a chokehold. It's insane.
Jak d'Estonia, Hiolia, Raja Bejan, Donyak Donyan Diger. See? Argo est filmé in Iran.
Homeboy is stepping up. Homeboy is stepping up. He's the only one that can speak their language, too. It's cool that, they're able to implement a little character growth with him.
Keun muntachibe pesharasho midostan tuye safine.
Sell it. Sell it, man. Sell it. Come on, sell it, man. Oh, my goodness. Again, this entire mess is terrible. Everybody is very rightfully, to their own parties, but, man, still intense level of tension. Man, walk up in there. I don't even care. I'm like, yo, listen. I'm power walking through that thing. I do not care.
Sorry, pal. We're gonna be in the movie. Call my agent.
Sir!
Listen, I do the same exact thing if I was in this situation. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, get on that plane. Get up on that plane. Oh my God. Man, this is the most intense boarding experience I have ever had to sit through without being on a damn plane. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Wow, how this is shot right now is insane. Absolutely insane. Like, the way they are able to build this tension is just wicked. Absolutely wild. Woo, they are out of there. Oh my goodness. They just made it out. They just made it out. Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to announce that alcoholic beverages are now available as we have cleared eating.
Wow. Wow, man. That is insane. That was wild. The fact that they were even able to tell this on like within 2 hours is a testament to a lot of aspects of filmmaking. It was just tension all the way throughout.
They're out! They're out! They're out! Yes! We got them out!
I love how all three storylines can just share this conjoined moment. Well, I would say the documentary part, they're probably not too happy. they're probably not too happy. That's why I'm saying that, like, yes, this is a win, but we're still in the boiling pot.
Is that right, Jack?
Involved in what? We were as surprised as anybody.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Shout out to Canada, though. For real. Oh my goodness. What on earth? I just think it's crazy that Ben Affleck in Argo looks like a Fargo character. He rocks it pretty well. I wouldn't mind seeing Ben Affleck in a Fargo season. Maybe a Fargo film. Maybe another Fargo film. I would love to be a part of a Fargo film. I would love to just write a Fargo film or a Fargo season. So, Coen Brothers, just in case if you're watching this. And Ben Affleck. The Iran hostage crisis ended on January 20th, 1981, when all remaining hostages were released. They spent 444 days in captivity. Wow, so they didn't kill anyone. That should be noted. The involvement of the CIA complemented efforts of the Canadian Embassy in freeing the 6 held in Tehran. To this day, the story stands as an enduring model of the cooperation between... that was way too fast. All of the house guests returned to the U.S. Foreign Service after their ordeal in Iran. Oscar-winning makeup artist John Chambers was awarded the CIA's Intelligence Medal. It's his highest civilian honor. He and Mendez remained friends until Chambers' death in 2001. Tony Mendez, intelligence star, was returned to him in 1997. That was when I was born, when the Argo operation was declassified by President Lincoln. President Lincoln? I was doing so well. President Clinton. Oh my God. That'd be weird. He lives in rural Maryland with his family. Good. Good. Don't get involved ever again. You did enough. You did good. Wow, guys. That is Argo. That is absolutely insane. All right, everybody. We just got done Argo. And again... I gotta reiterate, there is a lot that is going on in this film, and I don't want to get too involved into territories I just don't know of. So if you are wondering why I'm not talking about certain political things to an extent, just know I'm not as educated in this event. So please feel free to comment below and let me know a little bit more about this event and clarify for other people as well too. Help educate others, you know, instead of, I don't know, what else would you do? What, write mean words or something like that? I don't know. But man, this film was intense. It was absolutely intense from the story all the way down to the way it was shot. Now, cinematography being the aspect of filmmaking that we are watching here, I gotta first say that there are a lot of tight frames. That is something that I just noticed off the bat. There are a lot of tight frames. There are rarely any wide angles, and then if they did push out wide, I could kind of tell that they're still using a tight frame just by how things were condensed within the space here. Now, I don't know specifically why, you know, they would use that, other than, you know, the theory that I mentioned in the video already that I'll reiterate now. Usually, you can use tighter frame lenses, you know, like anything more than like a 50 millimeter, you know, that's, you know, past the standard eye, I guess you could say, and entering the portrait lens all the way down to, like, you know, the telephoto lens, and that comes with, you know, 85 millimeter all the way to a 200 millimeter. You can go bananas and go even further with that. But essentially, all you need to know is that it tightens the frame, it condenses the space, and how you can kind of see that is by looking at the background. Usually when you're using a wider lens, let's say for instance right here that I'm using, it's a 16 through 35, and then that's a wide angle lens. Even when the aperture is 3.5, you kind of see how the background is still in focus. You can kind of still make sense of the background. Let me actually see if I can do it a little bit. If I were to tighten that lens, you won't be able to get the full effect because this is only 16 through 35. But if I were to do this, you see how now it not only zooms in, obviously, but it condenses the space around me. It's a lot tighter. That's essentially what is happening in Argo 24/7. And the reasoning to why the cinematographer or director would use this is to create that tension, create anxiety, to create the feeling of not being able to know your surroundings. You can use this to eliminate information, and obviously when you eliminate information, that works well with building tension. That works well with building that claustrophobia. You can also use this as to complement the environment and the overall state and thematically that was happening within this film here. There's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of tension that is going on just within the state of Iran, and using those lenses, you know, they can kind of subconsciously bridge those connections together. I hope I was able to explain that as best as I possibly can while giving a technical aspect of it as well too. I don't know super in-depth technicalities with lenses or anything like that. So if those of you who are, you know, like into that stuff and can kind of build a little bit more on what I was talking about in the comments below, please do. Everybody here, you know, it's education. That's what we love. But yeah, the cinematography, in my opinion, was kind of used in that sense. And there was other ways that it was used as well too. In the beginning, they didn't carry on throughout with this. It would have been interesting seeing how they would have done it, but I can understand why they didn't. But in the beginning, the introduction, they had a documentary feeling to this. It was very sporadic. You know, it allowed us to immerse ourselves with the civilians of Iran and just the anger. Like I said, the boiling pot that was basically being cooked. And I really enjoyed that method of introducing us to that. And I honestly am very grateful that they introduced us to that rather than introducing us to Ben Affleck's character first. Because I really do feel like the introduction is what really made this film be what it was, you know? Because if they started off with Ben Affleck's character, I felt like it would have been a little bit too Hollywood. It would have felt a little bit too disingenuous. But because they started off with the conflict, because they started off with dropping us into the boiling pot after telling us why it's cooking in the first place, you know, so that way you know truly who's behind it, or who set it ablaze in the first place. You can kind of get more of an authentic feeling towards it. You know, yes, we were able to bring those people out, thank goodness. However, the pot is still boiling. You know, there are still things that have been left to not be resolved, and there's a lot of unrest and a lot of uneasiness that is kind of left after the credits roll. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. This is a very jam-packed film with a lot of very important topics that, you know, I want to make sure that I'm not tippy-toeing around, but I'm also making sure that I'm as honest as I can with you guys as well too, while also providing education in a filmmaking sense. So hopefully you guys can get inspired and also journey the line of storytelling, journalism, telling the truth, telling your truth in the future. So guys, like always, I hope that you guys are enjoying yourself. I hope you guys were able to educate yourself, and I hope that you guys educate others. It's good to be back. I'm happy to be watching some films. Stay healthy and stay hydrated, because we are just getting started.
Purple jacket, pocket full of weed. Everything that I should ever need. Grab some matches cause they give them free. Just like my time. Hair pulled back in the backseat.